Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Tessa, and this was my first week of the school year. This is my 10th year teaching special education. I will say, in full disclosure, that trying to film a classroom setup series was super difficult for me. So even though I've been teaching for a while, I just started vlogging earlier this year. So I haven't done a classroom setup video before, and I really wanted to because for myself, just a record for me to see what I went through and things I thought about and things I considered but didn't do. Um, it's it's been a big year because I switched classrooms. We had a district bond pass, and so we had construction done in our school, and I switched classrooms. So I had to pack up everything, and it was a big to do. And so I thought, okay, I'm starting from scratch, a new classroom, moving all my things in, starting from the bottom up. This would be a great thing to track and record. It was so hard. Like I've been watching classroom setup videos, and people have their classrooms ready to go in like 3 days, and that's crazy to me because it took forever to get the room where it is now. And it's not even ready. Like, it's not done. It's ready. It's ready for students. Students can come in. I had a few of my groups come in today and just see the new room, get a little bit of a tour, and then start filling up our supply bins. So nothing major, but like a little welcome back thing. I'll be doing the rest of the groups next week. And then actually start groups and curriculum and the interventions. Probably. Well, it's Labor Day, so we don't come back to Tuesday. Probably like Thursday, maybe. Maybe Wednesday. But yeah, so it's been really hard to get things done and record what I'm doing. So I just want to give a kudos to everyone who is able to do that because it is difficult, especially when I'm me and I just overthink everything. I analyze everything more than I need to. There's just a lot of like stopping and thinking going on in the videos that I took of myself, and nobody needs to see that. So, um, yeah, it's been a while. I just came to my school for a short period of time, for like an hour or two, 2 days, just because before PD started, just to start bringing things in from my home because I had a lot of things stored at my house, inside my house, in my garage, at my parents' house, even things that I didn't trust the movers with. When the movers actually did a fantastic job. I don't think anything of mine is broken, and everything was moved and like clean, which was great. I'm just missing a cup holder to a rolling desk, and I have no idea where that would be. So if that's the only thing that's an issue with the moving, then that's fine. I don't know. Maybe another year I'll try again. I don't know. We'll see. It's gotta be easier. Hey, it's Tessa, and it is the end of the second week of school, and it's been a very eventful week. Some behavior, some calls to other people's rooms, many schedule changes, but we made it. And this is actually my first week working with students. So the first week of school was last week, and it was me doing a little push in and visiting with students and like making sure what
teacher needs were and supports that they were hoping for, and just getting my room ready still, and really setting the schedule, because I am in charge of creating my schedule for Pull and Push In for Resource Room, as well as the schedules of our 3 special ed parapros. And that takes a lot of time. So, and a lot of factors play into that. Like, I need all the schedules of all the people in the building, and I need to work with the intervention team, and it's a lot. So this week was my first week actually pulling students and pushing into classrooms according to my schedule. And I've been making tweaks throughout the week, of course. I just spent a long time, making more edits to my schedule for next week. And I will eventually have a classroom tour video. There's still some things I'm trying to finish, like little things like bulletin boards and that kind of thing. So I thought I'd wait until those were done to do a tour. I'm thinking maybe when I make my classroom tour video, I might add some classroom setup clips in there. I'm just gonna have to go back and check to see what all that looks like at some point when I have time, which, oh my gosh, I feel like I don't have any time. I haven't gotten very much sleep this week. I've just been tired all week, which is normal. I mean, it's the first couple weeks of school. A lot of chaos. Me asking teachers to give both paras and myself some grace and patience figuring out our schedules and knowing where we're supposed to be, and it's a lot. It took a lot of time to unpack all my boxes because I have a ton of stuff as a special education teacher. I mean, and generally, if you're a gen ed teacher, you never know what students are going to be in your class. But for special ed, I could have students covering a huge range of eligibilities and a huge range of skills, academic skills, behavior skills. Like, it's just, I never know what new student goals may be. So it's really hard for me to dispose of things. Like, I didn't use this year. Let's get rid of it. Like, I could certainly need it immediately the following year. So I have to be very intentional with things that I dispose of, or, give to other teachers and things like that. And that makes it hard because I just have so much stuff. I'm really happy with how my room turned out. It was a long process. Like I said, this is the end of the second week. There's still some things that are not complete, and I still have a few messes on a couple tables, and it's frustrating because I'm an organized person and I don't like just seeing messes a lot. So, but it's one of those things where I just don't have the time, and I've got 2 littles at home, and I can't, it's just hard. It's hard to balance my home life and my work life together in a healthy manner where I'm not tired all the time, and I'm not staying at work until the last possible minute, and I'm not staying up to ridiculous hours of the night, because that's when my kids are asleep. That's when I have the opportunity to work with no distractions. Hey, it is Tuesday, January 10th, and it is 4:35 p.m. So we came back from our winter break yesterday, Monday, and we just have this week and next week, and then it's the end of our second marking period. And so actually next Friday, the 20th, must be, I think. That's Records Day. So no students, but teachers will be working diligently. So I'll be working on my progress reports for the marking period on my kids' IEP goals. So the last time I made any sort of update on me and anything other than my classroom tour. It was the second week of school, and I noticed that some of the teachers that I follow on YouTube, other vloggers, there's been a long period of time between their initial video posts and more recent uploads. So I think it's kind of just a sign of how this year is going. It's a struggle, and I didn't expect it to be a struggle, I guess. I don't know, as much as it has been. But yeah, so it's nice to know that I'm not alone, but it's also sad that so many teachers just don't have the time to do things that they would either like to do or even the time to do things that they need to do. A couple updates just from the second week of school till now. I started the school year with 11 kids on my caseload. It was first grade through fifth grade, and then I got a kindergartner. They came in the district and then they left the district, so I'm not working with that student anymore. And sorry, I just noticed I have a voicemail on my phone. And then now I'm at 15 students, so I've gained almost 50% of my caseload before winter break, which is kind of scary because it makes me worried for the rest of the school year. So it was a lot of new students added to my caseload in a short amount of time, really, at least more than usual for me. At the end of last school year, I had a fifth grader and a now fifth grader and a now first grader added to my caseload, like at the very end of the year. So I didn't start working with them until this year, this fall. Oh, and then I had another fifth grader who I started working with this year. The new students that I just started working with this year, it's a wide variety of personalities and skills and needed support, so it's kept me on my toes for sure. And actually, one of my students has a shortened day, so they are here at my school for the morning. They arrive in the morning, and then they leave early to go to a different school. And we've actually increased the students' time once so far this year. So it was the beginning of the day through 11 o'clock, and then, which is like about 2 hours, a little more than 2 hours. And then we increased it to 12:30 so that the student could get lunch and recess in our building. And that also added some extra like academic and intervention time. And so this morning I was talking to our building social worker about we're going to need to talk about as a team what the next time increase will look like. Once the student goes to the middle school, I mean, they're going to be there all day. And over the course so far even of this year, I've been adding more expectations, and we've been, as a building and as resource room teacher, like we've all been adding more expectations to the student and really making sure that we can make them as prepared as possible for middle school. And because the other school that they're a part of is a center-based program, it's much different school than the local elementary school that I work in. So we're just trying to prepare them for middle school, and it's a lot. It's a lot to prepare for. It's a huge change from their previous school to this one, and then it's still going to be another huge change from this school to middle school. So I have felt a lot of pressure on me and stress in being the point person and the main provider of this student because they're in my room for a good chunk of their time. And I have a resource room. So in the past, there's been multiple times, not very many, but multiple times where I've had students who needs were so high that they needed extra time, like a more of a self-contained type program for them, whether it be in my room more than gen ed classroom for different reasons, could be behavioral or academic. So it's not totally crazy for this to be something that I need to work with, but it is hard. It's really hard to make everything work. The funny thing is we were just talking about this morning, and then we got an email from the student's teacher from the other school today, like a half hour later or something. So you're like, hey, when are we gonna talk about increasing the students' time with you? And the student's doing so great, and I want to see that keep going, and a very positive email. And I was like, that's funny. You bring this up right now. So we're in the middle of trying to schedule a meeting about the student and to talk about all this next week. My job between now and then will be to create this list of ideas and just kind of run them through everybody and see what works. Fifth grade team time is right after lunch and recess. And then after team time, it's writing, and then science, and then social studies. So it's a very rigorous afternoon. Specials are in the morning, community circles in the morning, like anything that could be considered more fun than just academics would be in the morning. So increasing the students' time is going to be difficult because they are already working harder than they've ever worked being in our school than the previous school. I feel like increasing a student's time, pretty much doubling it, and increasing the workload, it's a lot to ask. If A happens, then these are our options. If B happens, these are our options. Like, do this team time instead, do that team time instead, go here for science, go there for science. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to make my list, but that's on my to-do list. Just moving on off topic from that. There's just so many little things that I need to do, or so many little things I don't even plan on, and then just come up, like emails. I email all the time. Sometimes I joke I have a degree in emails. They're needed. It's not like it's a waste of time, but it just takes up so much time. It's an effective way to communicate with staff, and parents. If something happens, like I reach out to parents, and great news and not so great news, and that all takes time, and that's not always planned. So yeah, it's just, if you're a teacher, you know what I mean. There just isn't enough time. We make it work so that we can do everything we need to do to get by every day, but eventually things pile up, and to-do lists get longer, and sometimes you might take one thing off the to-do list and add 5 more things, and it's so frustrating, but that's what we do. It's been a pretty good year. Like I said, there's been a lot of stressful times and big behaviors. Just, sick kids and feeling like you're not getting the interventions they need, and it's pretty normal school year teaching stresses. But for the most part, my kids are pretty great, and I'm seeing progress being made. Some kids more progress than others. That we all try so hard to help these kids, and I wish I just had a magic wand, really. It's just fix it to fix everything. You can read well at grade level. Your home life is great. You have a huge support team. I just wish everything would be great. But that's not how life is. So we're doing the best we can. I'm doing the best I can, and we're getting through. So this year's almost halfway through. I feel like it's been slow, but now that I look back, I feel like it's going by fast. So right now, Tuesday after school, I'm feeling good. My long-term to-do list is much shorter than it's been. I've been pretty good, and I didn't even really do any work over winter break, which is crazy. Normally I do. So that's really exciting that I was able to focus on family and, just giving myself time. And I survived. I did it, and I survived. That was really exciting for me to see that I can do it. I can take 2 weeks and not be obsessed with getting things from work done. Thanks so much for watching.